today I want to focus a little bit more on your history in the game, and specifically, I want to go back to album covers because last week that prompted a great call with Fila Al call that was some gold dropped in there. I kind of want to do, if you don't mind. I know last week we talked about the turnoff. Let's talk about House Call. Do you remember the House Call?
Look at it right now.
Album cover off the top of your head?
Yes,
I
sir.
can tell you what it looks right now.
I'm looking at it. It's on the wall.
All right, talk to us. First of all, talk to us about House Call. Talk to us about making House Call.
You know, House Calls was an EP that we did when we got released from CBS. But we got released from CBS. CBS released a signed CIA, which is Ice Cube's group, and they also signed us collectively right behind that. And they both dumped our ass. They dumped both our asses right behind that together. And we didn't have the money to do a full album, so we decided to do an EP. Did an EP on CIA. That's when Stereo Crew changed their name from Stereo Crew to CIA. And then we did House Calls. And we'd had so much luck with the Dr. Dre, the doctor thing. You know, the doctor theme gives you all kind of things to play with, surgery, bionic, all kind of shit. So we just said, fuck it, let's go with another one. And that's how we came up with House Calls, because it was all, you know, it's about Dre. And I think that's why people think Dre was the leader of the group, or he was the focus of the group. But it was actually because the doctor theme gives you so much to play with. You know, you got all these different angles you could go at. And, you know, I told Daryl we had made the song called House Calls. Daryl Davis is the artist for all my stuff. He's the graphic artist for all the stuff that we did. And he made the ambulance and the House Calls. He's just a dope ass artist, man. I was talking about him today. It's funny you should mention it. We're talking about him right now. I was talking about him today about how back in the day when he did the album covers, all the album covers were done by hand. Okay. And if you look at House Call, Surgery, CIA, Housefly, all of them, anything that was drawn was done by Daryl Davis. And like I said, most of his stuff, it was amazing, man. And I was at the Compton Museum, Art Museum today. I was talking to the brother Mark who runs the museum. And I was talking about all the artists out of Compton who haven't gotten any recognition. Daryl Davis stopped doing art and started driving a truck. Brother Chris Chatty Chapman, one of the baddest cats with an ink pen. He died a couple of years ago, but his shit is just phenomenal, man. Anyway, that was Daryl Davis was my man, and he just did such a great job with doing what he was doing. And like I said before, everything he did was freehand. And it wouldn't take him that long to do it either. That was amazing. Man, the detail of what he did for us and Unknown and Ruthless was amazing.
Dude, this album cover is so amazing, man. I mean, it's pink, it's an ambulance. I'm just trying to give everybody an idea. So it's a cool type. I can't see what's going on inside, but it says House Calls, and then on the bottom of the ambulance it says Dr. Dre. How much did you Daryl Davis charge for something like this?
$25-$50. Yeah, yeah. Damn. Because he did all my flyers. If you look at all my early flyers from Eve After Dark, that shit, man, was like $25. You know, all the flyers from Eve After Dark, the Curtains Blowout, the Drop the Bomb on Me flyers, Eve After Dark flyers, all the flyers. He did all the flyers. I was like his number one customer. I kept his ass busy. Okay. I kept his ass busy. In fact, his birthday is the same day as mine, man. That's why we always had a lot of love for each other. We both Geminis, so June 16th. So, you know, it's just one of them things, man.
Okay. Yeah. Now, someone mentioned, was the word ass in that song?
Man, and I do. That's amazing you asked me that question, because I'm sitting here and I think about what they get away with now versus what we had to go through just to say the word ass, just to insinuate ass was a fucking major crime, man. At the last part, Shakespeare said, "Oh, you left your driver's license here. Now I'm gonna kick your ass," right? But we had to cut out all we couldn't say the A, the S. We couldn't even hardly say the A. We had to kick. We're gonna kick your ass. That was all we could say. That was all we could say. Just the slightest hint of ass was enough to get us canceled on K-Day. That's no bullshit. Now they get away with all kind of shit, man. Wow. Niggas, motherfucking bitches, hoes, whatever the case may be. So yeah, it was a different time for sure.
That's crazy because just 10 years later, Back That Ass Up became a huge song. And it's ass in the title. Dude, it's not just in the song.
Dude, things change so fast in hip hop, man. And that's probably why I have not be the attitude I have, but maybe sometimes I just, damn, y'all got away with shit. I mean, think about this from an old school hip hop perspective. We couldn't cuss. Our equipment was heavy as shit. You know, we was like Roman soldiers trying to load a gig in, man. It was like building the pyramids or something, you know, heavy ass crates, heavy ass speakers, heavy ass amps. You can't cuss. You cuss, man. Regina Chetty dances. If the girls were slow dancing with the guys, they would let me. They'd snatch the records off the turntables, all kind of shit, man. It was a different time, dude. It was a different time, and it just amazes me how things have changed so much.
Yeah, man. Art Chavez wants to know, Lonzo, did Dre duet song during his time with World Class?
Did he do what now? He broke up a little bit.
It's okay. Art Chavez says, Lonzo, did Dre do the Mechanic Sweat song during his time with World
that
Class
was him.
Wreckin' Cru?
He did that with Unknown. It was kind of a side project he did. Yep.
What's Mechanic Sweat
song? Unknown was trying to do a instrumental type situation, and Dre came up with this beat, and they called it the Mechanic. And it was Unknown had X-Men and all these other no-faced having artists, and the Mechanic was something else that he came up with to try and increase his catalog.
Okay.
Dope song. I mean, Dre he didn't make a bad song. It just some songs caught on better than others. It's much easier. It was much easier back then to attach a song to a person than it was just to a name. Nobody thought about putting a helmet on and putting the person in that helmet and making him the mechanic. Okay. It was just a mechanic. And who the fuck is the mechanic? Where it come from? Nobody really, although the song was good, it just didn't do what it could have done. He had another one called The Facade. The Facade was another group he had. Another great song, but it just didn't catch on like other ones did. Unknown, DJ, Professor X, all that shit had people attached to it, so people were able to relate to it. It was a different time in hip hop.
Marlon wants to know, did you have any connections or relationships with any DJs up here in the Bay, like Cameron Paul or Michael Erickson?
No, we were tied into KMEL pretty much. We worked directly with KMEL. KDIA and KMEL. KMEL, yeah, KDIA and KMEL. They were stations. They were like sister stations with K-Day. So whoever was a jock at the time, that's who we rolled with.